Welcome to Ag Schwartz. I'm Calen. With me is my father, Brandon, if I can get those words out. And in the wintertime, we just talked about a couple weeks ago, keeping your oil pan warm, your engine block warm, maybe even throwing some heaters in an open tank to keep the water open. And that's where we are today. What are the best ways and what is the importance of keeping water open in the cold of winter? As we're heading into November tomorrow, it's going to be cold and probably miserable like it was last year. How do we keep it open and why do we keep it open?
Well, the short answer is obvious, so they can drink. I
Yeah.
mean, they can't get water, they die. Um, but it's temperature dependent too. I mean, you're always checking your water. That spring has ran for over 100 years, but it needs to be checked every day because you never
Yeah.
know, what can
Something
go
happens.
wrong. And it has. We've sprung a leak in some pipes from animals dinking around with piping and that kind of stuff. So you just got to check and make sure your water sources are open. When it gets cold enough, like last year, almost this time in December, we're at
Yeah.
50 below wind chill. You can't keep, I don't care if that water's moving or not, the edges of that they are going to freeze up, and you may have a very small area to water from or to stay open, but that 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 water source pinches down and even that will freeze. So it's keeping it open, keeping the ice knocked off, breaking the ice off of the surface, and allowing those animals to get in there and get a drink, and getting that ice away from it so that you're pulling the essentially just big old ice chunks off the top of the water and tossing them off to the side far enough away that is the cows and horses can get to it. But just doing that, tank heaters, we have, like I said before, we haven't used tank heaters in a while. I don't care for them. I mean, they're good in a pinch if you have to have some standing water in a trough somewhere for somebody, a special case where you're got somebody who's infirm or need to be kept up and you haven't got a better water source, or they don't know how to drink from a drinking post, one of the frost-free type self waters. But I just don't like doing that because water and electricity don't mix too well
Yeah.
when you stick flesh in it.
Yeah.
And you have a malfunction there, it can be a problem. And they're expensive to run and they're inefficient, but they do work. And if nothing else fails, you use what you got to use. So it's a matter of going out there every day and sometimes breaking the ice with a axe. And I've
Or
used
spud
a
bar.
manure
I've done
fork
that before.
or spud bar, whatever, get it opened up. And I've used a manure fork. Actually works pretty well um, for picking that ice up if you can get in smaller pieces and strains it off the water, clean it up, get it ready, and
Yeah.
have it available to scoop ice like a great big old snow cone. Get rid of that stuff so they can get to it and stay hydrated. They'll use a lot of water in the wintertime. You don't think it is much of a need, but they'll use a lot of water. That air is dry. They're eating dry grass or hay, and water needs are still up there high, even though it's cool and not hot.
Yeah. It was noticeable when all the cows were drinking from one location that that tank got pretty low pretty quick. So
Oh yeah.
that's us with keeping water open even in the cold.